Good evening, it's Thursday, April 7th, 2022. Market Headlines is ready to provide you information from business and economic. And with me, Fajar Wayong, you're watching Market Headlines. President Joko Widodo announced the 2022 National Joint Leave of Eid. In the announcement, it has been decided that the national holiday of Eid falls on May 2nd and 3rd, 2022, while the joint leave will take place on April 29th and 4 to 6 May 2022. Decisions regarding this joint leave will be regulated in more detail through a joint decision of the relevant ministers. Meanwhile, it is estimated that the number of homecomers this year will reach 85 million people. On the same occasion, Jokowi reminded the public to be vigilant and still adhere to health protocols because the coronavirus pandemic is not over yet.
Pemerintah telah menetapkan libur nasional Hari Raya Idul Fitri 1443 Hijriah pada tanggal 2 dan 3 Mei 2022. Dan juga menetapkan cuti bersama Idul Fitri, yaitu pada 29 April, 4, 5, dan 6 Mei 2022. Cuti bersama ini dapat digunakan untuk bersilaturahmi dengan orang tua, dengan keluarga, dan hadiatolan di kampung halaman. Namun, perlu tetap saya tegaskan bahwa pandemi belum sepenuhnya selesai. Kita semua harus selalu waspada, bersegeralah melengkapi dengan vaksin booster, harus tetap menjalankan protokol kesehatan secara disiplin, dan harus selalu bermasker pada saat di tempat umum atau dalam kerumunan.
The Ministry of Transportation predicts that the majority of travelers will use private vehicles during the 2022 Eid homecoming. And based on survey, 36.17 million Eid homecomers will use cars and motorbikes.
The Ministry of Transportation predicts that the majority of travelers will use private vehicles during the 2022 Eid homecoming. Minister of Transportation Budi Karya Sumadi said, based on the survey, 36.17 million people will go home using private vehicles, both cars and motorbikes. Then homecomers use public transportation on land as much as 24.3 million, using train 7.71 million, and using sea transportation 1.1 million.
Secara mayoritas 47% itu menggunakan jalur darat dan pribadi. Ini sekali lagi menjadi atensi Presiden agar kita melakukan suatu pelayanan yang baik. Beberapa hal yang menjadi perhatian kita dan juga menjadi catatan Pak Presiden, bahwa yang menggunakan kendaraan pribadi, mobil dan motor sebanyak 40 juta. Nah, oleh karenanya ini harus dicermati dengan baik. Kami sudah berkoordinasi dengan stakeholder, khususnya dengan Polri, untuk melakukan upaya-upaya yang baik.
Based on the survey, in the 2022 Eid homecoming, there is the potential for a significant increase in mobility compared to the 2021 of 167.27% and the Christmas and New Year holidays in 2021 and 2022 of 297.47%. IDX Channel reports.
Meantime, to anticipate congestion during the Eid homecoming period, the Ministry of Public Works and Public Housing continues to ensure the readiness of a number of toll roads, including the Jakarta Cikampek and Tangerang Merak toll roads. The Ministry of Public Works and Public Housing has prepared the South Jakarta Cikampek 2 toll road to anticipate traffic jams during the Eid homecoming. The Minister of Public Works and Public Housing, Basuki Hadimulyono, say that this toll road segment will be used for homecoming and return flows for Eid. Currently, construction is being carried out between the Sadang Kilometer 62 and Kutanegara Kilometer 53 toll roads with a length of 8.6 kilometers. In addition, the ministry is also widening the Jakarta-Cikampek toll road on Line B Kilometer 67 to 50, which is targeted to operate 10 days before Eid.
Di arah Cikampek ke Jakarta, sebagai antisipasi untuk ruas fungsional terbatas untuk arus balik khususnya kendaraan kecil. Seluruhnya akan kita selesaikan bisa fungsional H-10. Kemudian di Jakarta Cikampek Selatan ini akan kita siapkan untuk fungsional apabila terjadi kemacetan yang parah. Dan untuk memperlancar arus balik lebaran sedang dilaksanakan duplikasi jembatan Ciujung di kilometer 57 Jalan Tol Tangerang Merak dengan progres 93%.
In addition to the Jakarta-Cikampek toll road, the ministry has also prepared the Ciujung Bridge at kilometer 57 of the Tangerang Merak toll road to facilitate the return flow of Eid homecoming. IDX Channel reports. And we're moving on to global update. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky urged UN to act immediately to stop Russian attacks. Meanwhile, protesters in Sri Lanka call for President to resign as economic crisis deepens. More stories on today's International Minute. Ukraine's president has urged the UN Security Council to ensure its members adhere to the rules of international law or shut its doors, as he accused Russian troops of committing the most terrible war crime since World War II. In a passionate address to the UN's most powerful body on Tuesday, after more grisly evidence emerged of civilian massacres in areas that Russian forces recently left, Volodymyr Zelensky said that aggressors should be brought to peace immediately. Sri Lanka's president will not be resigning, his government's whip has told parliament. The declaration devised calls from the public and political opponents to step down amid the country's economic crisis. Crowds have protested for weeks over lengthy power cuts and shortage of gas, food and other basic goods. The public anger has prompted nearly all cabinet ministers to quit and scores of MPs to leave his government. Opposition MPs have also rejected his invite to form a national unity government. General Motors and Honda say they will develop a series of lower-priced electric vehicles based on a new joint platform, producing potentially millions of cars from 2027 in a bid to beat Tesla in sales. The announcement expands on plans for GM to begin building two electric SUVs for Honda starting in 2024. The automakers say the new deal is for affordable EVs, including compact crossover vehicles. The companies declined to say how much they are investing as part of the new collaboration. The bank announced it had launched a fund to capture investment opportunities in the space for its rich clients in Hong Kong and Singapore. It makes HSBC the latest financial services company to tap into Silicon Valley's new virtual reality. The lender's portfolio, named the Metaverse Discretionary Strategy, is due to be managed by its asset management arm. HSBC say the metaverse space is rapidly evolving and they see many exciting opportunities as more companies move into it. IDX Channel reports. The Directorate General of Taxes to impose tax on crypto assets starting May 2022. Market headlines. We'll be right back.
Ingin menjalani kehidupan yang mapan dan masa depan yang sejahtera? Sikapi uang dengan bijak. Mulailah berinvestasi di pasar modal. Dengan membeli saham melalui Bursa Efek maupun perusahaan sekuritas, Anda dapat menikmati hasil keuntungan dari perusahaan-perusahaan besar yang tersedia. Pastikan Anda berinvestasi di perusahaan yang memiliki izin resmi. Cerdas mengelola, masa depan sejahtera. Otoritas Jasa Keuangan, lembaga pengawas industri jasa keuangan yang terpercaya.
Power Breakfast, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 8.30, hanya di IDX Channel.
Presidensi G20 di Indonesia akan mendorong upaya bersama untuk pemulihan ekonomi dunia dengan tema Recover Together, Recover Stronger. Kami akan menjamu Yang Mulia dan Bapak Ibu di hamparan pantai Bali yang indah yang menginspirasi gagasan-gagasan inovatif untuk produktivitas G20 ke depan. Sampai bertemu di Indonesia, terima kasih.
Perbincangan hangat tentang isu dan kebijakan ekonomi terkini yang diulas secara mendalam bersama narasumber terpercaya. Market Review, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 10 waktu Indonesia bagian Barat, hanya di IDX Channel.
You're watching Market Headlines. Pertamina says fuel in Indonesia is among the cheapest in the world. And regarding the increase in fuel prices, Pertamina confirms that it's not only carried out by Pertamina, but also by other energy companies, especially in Indonesia. Pertamina President Director Nike Widiawati said fuel in Indonesia is among the cheapest in the world because some types of fuel are subsidized by the government. She compares that in the UK, RON 92 or the equivalent of Pertamax has been sold for ₹44,500 per liter, while Pertamina has increased the price to ₹12,500 per liter. Nika say the government subsidized ₹7,800 per liter for diesel fuel and ₹4,000 to ₹4,500 per liter for Pertalite. As for fuel that is not subsidized by the government, such as Pertamax, according to Nika, her party subsidizes ₹3,500 per liter.
BBM Indonesia itu termasuk yang termurah di dunia. Dan untuk itu, pemerintah itu mensubsidinya luar biasa besar, Bapak Ibu. Karena kita BUMN, kita memahami kesulitan masyarakat, tetapi tidak bisa juga menanggung seluruhnya. Karena Pertamina badan usaha, semua juga mengharapkan Pertamina untung kan, ada dividen. Jadi mohon difahami. Perusahaan lain, kompetitor Pertamina naik 16.000. Pada ribut nggak? Sama loh, RON 92.
Nika say that the increase in fuel prices was not only carried out by Pertamina, but also by other energy companies in Indonesia. Nika say that other companies even raised the price of RON 92 fuel or the equivalent of Pertamax to ₹16,000 per liter. IDX Channel reports. The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources has stated that the government will continue to use fossil energy to meet energy demand during the transition period, since Indonesia is still in the process of realizing clean energy and net zero emissions. However, the ministry has developed a roadmap for clean energy and net zero emissions, which includes a scenario for the early retirement of coal-fired power plants. The government has created an LPG subsidy for the poor and replaced the subsidy scheme to make it more accurate. Other programs that Indonesia is currently utilizing are biomass co-firing technology for coal-fired power plants and diesel power plant conversion using local renewable energy. In addition, the government is also developing low-carbon technology such as carbon capture and storage to reduce emissions from oil and natural gas upstream activities.
However, fossil fuel will still be used to meet energy demand for a certain period of time as Indonesia is still progressing toward net zero emissions. Hence, several strategies need to be developed to minimize the use of these fossil fuels. Among others are reducing the LPG consumption by providing alternative energy sources such as city gas, managing the subsidized LPG.
Minister of Industry Agus Gumiwang Kartasasmita emphasized the need for industry actors to adopt a sustainable and green industry in their daily operations to cater to the rising demand for green products in future. The minister remarked that the number of corporations committed to the green industry is disproportionate to the currently registered industries in Indonesia, totaling 16,000. The government is committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions as directed by the nationally determined contributions that enumerate Indonesia's plan to reduce emissions by 29% independently, or up to 41% with international community assistance by 2030.
Memiliki beberapa target dan strategi yang harus kita kawal, yaitu sektor energi, sektor pertanian, kehutanan dan penggunaan lahan, dan juga sektor pengelolaan limbah dan industri. Kita ketahui bahwa pemerintah Indonesia telah berkomitmen dalam penurunan emisi gas rumah kaca sebagaimana dituangkan dalam NDC yang memuat rencana penurunan emisi.
Starting May 2022, the Directorate General of Taxes to impose tax on crypto assets. The taxes that will be imposed on crypto assets include value-added tax and income tax.
The imposition of value-added tax on crypto asset transactions will take effect on May 1st, 2022. The Directorate General of Taxes stated that the tax authorities will vary the VAT rate on crypto assets based on the permits held by the exchanges. Licensed crypto asset will be subject to a VAT rate of 0.11%, while unlicensed crypto asset will be subject to a VAT rate of 0.22%.
Ditambahkan PPN-nya. Ya, kalau dari PPN itu ada 0,11% Bapak dari nilai aset kriptonya. Kalau di PPH-nya nanti Mas Hilmi sampaikan juga itu 0,1 gitu ya. Itu kalau exchanger yang terdaftar di Bapepti. Kalau exchanger yang terdaftar di luar Bapepti itu 2 kali lipat ya. Kalau PPN-nya jadi 0,22, PPH-nya jadi 0,2 begitu. Kenapa dibedakan? Ya, karena ya mestinya memang harus kita bedakan Bapak dan Ibu, karena yang Bapepti kan terdaftar, kelihatan gitu dan teradministrasi dengan baik di Bapepti-nya.
In addition to a VAT, crypto assets are also subject to income tax, which comes from the income received by seller of crypto asset, trade providers through electronic systems, and crypto miners. Sellers are subject to final income tax at a rate of 0.1%. Jakarta, Raharjo Patmo, IDX Channel.
Garuda Food will distribute dividends worth 219.19 billion rupiah. Stay with us, Market Headlines. We'll be right back.
della Repubblica di Indonesia.
Presidensi G20 di Indonesia akan mendorong upaya bersama untuk pemulihan ekonomi dunia dengan tema Recover Together, Recover Stronger. Kami akan menjamu Yang Mulia dan Bapak Ibu di hamparan pantai Bali yang indah, yang menginspirasi gagasan-gagasan inovatif untuk produktivitas G20 ke depan. Sampai bertemu di Indonesia, terima kasih.
Saya punya kegemasan gitu ya, kenapa Indonesia yang sangat besar dan seharusnya punya banyak potensi tidak bisa sekaya negara-negara makmur atau adidaya lainnya.
Kewaspadaan terhadap penyebaran Omikron harus terus diperketat.
Ya, hal ini sebagai antisipasi dari masuknya virus varian lainnya ke Indonesia.
Awali hari Anda dengan informasi dunia ekonomi yang diulas dari berbagai sudut pandang. Simak pula analisa pasar modal dan inspirasi bisnis dari berbagai perusahaan rintisan. Power Breakfast, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 8.30, hanya di IDX Channel. Perbincangan hangat tentang isu dan kebijakan ekonomi terkini yang diulas secara mendalam bersama narasumber terpercaya. Market Review, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 10 waktu Indonesia bagian Barat, hanya di IDX Channel.
Welcome back. At the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement earlier today, JCI was open at the level of 7,110.61. And then approaching the closing time on the first session, the index was on the level of 7,122.08. And then the index was showing strengthening trend by the second session closing time. Index was closed at the level of 7,127.36. And in short, JCI went up 0.33%. And next, we're going to see the sectoral movement leading the dynamics of today's trading. We got Basic as the leader of strengthening trend that went up 0.94%. Finance went up 0.71%. Transportation and Logistics as the leader of weakening trend that went down 0.84%. And technology sector went down 0.77%. And moving on to top gainers and top losers, here are the key highlights from today's trading session. From the top gainers, we can see Aneka Tambang went up 4.53% to the level of 2,770 rupiah per share. Arto went up 4.83% to the level of 3,575 rupiah per share. Bank Sentral Asia went up 0.32% to the level of 7,775 rupiah. And Merdeka Copper Gold went up 1% to the level of 5,075 rupiah per share. And meantime, the top losers for today's trading, we got Adaro went down 0.98% to the level of 3,040 rupiah. Adaro Minerals went down 0.41% to the level of 2,420 rupiah. Indo Tambang Raya went down 1.18% to the level of 27,300 rupiah per share, while Mtek went down 2.08% to the level of 2,820 rupiah per share. And next, we're going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. Open at the level of 14,358. Rupiah showing strengthening trend towards US dollar, and it was closed at the level of 14,337. And in summary, rupiah went up 0.13%. Garuda Food will distribute dividends worth 219.19 billion rupiah, or equivalent to 51.6% of the total net profit for the 2021 fiscal year.
Consumer issuer Garuda Food will distribute dividends worth 219.19 billion rupiah, or equivalent to 51.60% of the total net profit for the 2021 fiscal year. This dividend distribution refers to a decision of the Garuda Annual General Meeting of Shareholders, which was held on March 31st, 2022. The dividend will be distributed to shareholders based on the list of shareholders as of April 12, 2022. For the record, Garuda Food's net profit in 2021 rose 63.76% year-on-year to 424.82 billion rupiah. Garuda Food's earning per share also rose by 64.8% to 11.6 rupiah per share. The increase in profit will also inseparable from the increase in goods net sales by 13.99% from 7.71 trillion rupiah in 2020 to 8.79 trillion rupiah in 2021. IDX Channel reports.
Medicaloka Hermina recorded a net profit of 1 trillion rupiah in 2021, or jumped up by 111% from the previous year. The hospital issuer Medicaloka Hermina recorded a brilliant performance throughout 2021. Citing the company's financial report, Hermina recorded a net profit of 1 trillion rupiah as of December 2021. Up 111% from the previous year, which only reached 473.22 billion rupiah. Several sectors that contributed to increasing Hermina's net profit, including hospitalization, contributed the most to the increase. Hermina's income in the inpatient sector increased by 1.24 trillion from 2.86 trillion in 2020 to 4.1 trillion in 2021. In addition, the outpatient sector at Hermina Hospital, which has 32 branches, also increased to 1.68 trillion rupiah. Furthermore, several non-hospital business lines that contributed to Hermina's net profit include management income of 3.45 billion rupiah and operating cooperation assets, which reached 34.54 billion rupiah. IDX Channel reports. PT PP has prepared a 2022 capital expenditure of 4.3 trillion rupiah, most of which will be used to complete existing projects, especially for the completion of Semarang-Demak Toll Road.
PT PP has prepared a 2022 capital expenditure of 4.3 trillion rupiah, most of which will be used to complete existing projects. PT PP's Director of Finance and Risk Management, Agus Purbianto, said that this year the company budgeted a capital expenditure of 4.3 million rupiah, the majority of which came from investment credit, especially for the completions of the Semarang-Demak Toll Road through operational cooperation. Meanwhile, the constructions of the Dana Reksa Tower, which is targeted for completions in October 2022, will be completed using funds from the transfer of the remaining rights issue funds and initial public offering. In addition, the state-owned constructions company is also preparing a relatively smaller capital expenditure to replace obsolete equipment in its subsidiary. The company also prepared investment reserves to establish Rumah Indonesia in Makkah, Saudi Arabia. IDX Channel reports.
And viewers, the news close our market headlines today, and please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, your trustworthy economic, business and capital market channel. I'm Fajar Wayong. Have a nice evening.